Om Shri Gangai Nathay Namah. Jai Shri Gurudev. Jai Shri Dada Gurudev. This is a very special session I am recording today in English. This session is important because today on 27th, this session I am recording on 28th midnight of 27th. But the day the session I am doing tonight in English because today in the evening session which we do in Hindi, we have a very important discussion about Gurudev's first disciple, the story of the first disciple, Gurudev Shri Ramlal Ji Syag's first disciple. The name of the disciple is Radhe Shyam God. So we discussed his story. I just a leaflet cutting from one of the uh, magazine. I got it from one of the group, and I found it very much informative and important to share. So I shared it in Hindi, but I would also like to share it in English for the people, those who are living outside of India and do not know Hindi and not much aware about the progress of Gurudev Shri Ramlal Ji Syag's disciples are making, because there are a lot of things we discuss in Hindi generally, a lot of small stories, and in the daily sessions, lot of things happen which help the Indian disciples to to be in touch with the sadhana or to be touch in the practice regularly. They lose hope, they get depressed also, but regular sessions, regular experiences, and regular talking about siddha yoga experiences, my own experiences, other experiences, and generally we talk about the changes we go through in our life, which motivate them to be in the practice continuously and help them not to drop out from the practice. But this kind of session, motivational sessions, or the satsang we do are not available in English, not much. And those which are available in English, they do not talk about the really progress we are making as a disciple, but they talk more about the books and other things, how the Siddha Yoga and the relevance uh, to the books, or mm, the knowledge we are knowing, which is the ancient knowledge which is coming back through Siddha Yoga. And these satsangs are really very helpful for all of us living in India, but I decided this is very much important session to make it in English, so that somehow if somebody outside of India, if they actually lose interest sometimes in between because lack of information and continuity, it happens with me. It happened in 2016 October November. I'll share that incident also, but before that I'm going to read out this paper. This is all in Hindi. So what I'll do, I'll keep translating it into English so that you understand what it is. And meanwhile, wherever I find I can put more insight into um the paragraphs with my own knowledge or my own information, I will do that. Okay, so let's start. It is a magazine. The name of the magazine is Savita Dev Sandesh. It was published in May June 1996. This is the page number 11 of that book, that magazine. I have requested people, those live in India, that if they find the complete magazine, I'll read it out and more information we will find out, because this magazine was very important uh, during the initial days of Gurudev's Diksha or initiation program. This was the name of Savita Dev Sandesh, this Patrika, this magazine. So because in this page we have uh, two zone. First is the continuity part of the page number 2, which we do not have. We have only 11 number of page, but this page is very important. So I'll read it out in English also, and it will help you to understand the potential of Gurudev Shri Ramlal Ji Siag and where his disciples can reach. But this story also motivate us, help us, that it does not happen in a blink of a time, or sometimes we think the the practice we are doing, the sadhana we are doing is generally into 12 years. We generally should complete the practice into 12 years ideally, because in ancient time the people goes to the Gurudev's ashram, they live there for the 12 years, they follow every instructions by the guru, and they complete their sadhana generally into 12 years. This is a general time period, but it does not happen, with everyone. These days many disciples of Gurudev, they have, even 30 years, 25 years, and they haven't reached to the sahasrar, because it might be, Gurudev's plan that when they should reach to that point, because sahasrara point is not an ordinary point. It will detach you from lot of things. So when you are living into the world with the family, Gurudev might, hold you back for some time, for some reason, in some particular stage. So we should not lose hope even if we do not complete our practice into some particular time. But I'm sure when it will be the time to make you realize that your full potential, or to reach the point where Gurudev can take you, that will happen in this life only. So this story about the first disciple of Gurudev Ramlalji Syag will definitely motivate you. Okay, so let's start. So it's starting with Om Shri Gangai Nath Ji, Jamsar, Bikaner. This is a place in India, Rajasthan, where Gurudev was born in Bikaner, Palana. Nearby, there is a place, Jamsar, around 27 kilometers towards north from the Palana, which is also into the Bikaner. There was a temple, or there was a dhuna where Baba Shri Gangai Nath Ji used to live. So Palana, where Gurudev was born or lived, he was not born into Palana actually. He lived into the Plana, and from 27 kilometer towards north, Baba Shri Gangai Nath Ji used to do his tapasya, his sadhana. So it starts with Om Shri Gangai Nath Ji Yogi. He used to do his tapasya in Bikaner, Jamsar, and then that means Radhe Sham God, the disciple, is telling us the story. He said, he says in 1956 he was working in gypsum mines, and he was he was in the Jamsar as a supervisor, uh, into in the Jamsar. Okay, then he says he used to, you know, he used to listen about listen stories about Baba Shri Gangai Nath Ji's tapasya, and about his satsang, about his the sessions we do in the evening satsangs, means, the programs he used to do with the people around there, to tell them about the spirituality or the path of the spirituality, the satsang, we call it satsang. So he used to do satsang in the Jamsar. So Mr. Radhesham God, he used to listen the stories of Baba Shri Gangai Nath Ji's satsang and tapasya. So he thought I should also go and visit the saint Baba Shri Gangai Nath Ji to take his blessings. So in 1965, he got the chance to visit Baba Shri Gangai Nath Ji. With the grace of the Guru, it happened, he says, and he visited there, and he used to spend now daily 3 to 4 hours in the morning and 3 to 4 hours in the evening in the Jamsar, in the uh, Jamsar with Baba, as he used to do the satsang with the people. So then he says, I asked him that please initiate me. He prayed him that please initiate me into the sadhana, into the practice. Then Baba Shri Gangai Nath Ji said, it is not the right time, Radhesham, it is not the right time for you to get initiated. You have to wait. When the right time will get, your initiation will be done. Then he says, in the company Gypsum Mine, he became the Laborer Union president. And I had some problems with the union, and at the same time I had problems at my home. But whenever I was so worried about these things, about my professional and uh, life problems, then I used to go to the Baba Shri Gangai Nath Ji and used to pray him that, Baba, these are the problems I am going through. Then Baba said, You do not worry about that. Whatever you are going through in your life, this is also your practice. This is the tapasya. While being into the life and doing your work as a manager or supervisor wherever you're doing, and your regular life, living your life is also a practice. So you should not worry about it. You uh, just be cool and go through everything easily. Do not take it as a worry. So when Baba used to motivate Radhesham God Bhai, then he said, okay, after that I used to get motivated by Baba. With his blessings and grace, I used to get the success in every field of life. Whatever work I used to do, I was getting success in everything with the grace of Baba Shri Gangai Naji. Again in 1975, almost after 10 years, uh, I went to the Baba, and it was the time of the Aarti, the evening prayers. We were many people. Uh, we were many people around Baba Shri Gangai Nath Ji. We were sitting under his holy feet, and then he asked me, Radhesham, why don't you do the practice? Why don't you do the proper spiritual practice? Then Radhesham God Bhai said, because I live into the family, I have a family, how I can, you know, do this tapasya? Because I have a family, I cannot renounce my family. So how can I do it? Then Dada Gurudev said, you have a very strong uh, possibility of sadhana in your life, so you must try it. You must do the sadhana because it is very important life for you, and you have a yoga for the sadhana, for the practice. It is a possibility, high possibility in your life that you will do the sadhana. Then again, Radhesham Gaudbai said, then again I requested him, I prayed him that please Baba initiate me into the sadhana, give me the initiation. Then Baba again refused and said it is not the right time. Uh, it is not the right time. It is not the right time for you to get initiated by me. You just have to wait and do whatever practice you are doing at your home. You must keep doing that practice. Baba said, whatever you were doing earlier, you must continue that with the proper way. Then he said, Radhesham God disciple said, I used to do the Gayatri mantra. Then Baba give him the command that okay, you restart the Gayatri sadhana, Gayatri mantra practice, and do it daily. Then Radhesham God decided to do it and started the practice from midnight 12 to the early morning 4. 4 hours of mantra jap, mantra chanting from 12 midnight to the 4 a.m. And he kept doing continuously Shri Gayatri mantra chanting. Whenever I faced any problem during my practice, I used to visit to Dada Gurudev and used to pray him. Then Baba used to say, "Do not worry, whatever is happening, let it happen. And when the right time will come, everything will be sorted out. You should not worry about the problems you are facing into your life, into your practice. You must stay um, very you must be very focused on your practice, and you must not lose your focus with your social or the personal life problem, or your problems with your practice, or the social problems. You stay focused. It is very important." Then again he said in December 1983 he kept on doing that. So he started it into 1975, and he kept it doing for almost 9 years. So in December 1983, Gurudev, Baba Dada Gurudev Shri Gangai Nath Ji left his mortal body, and with his and when Baba left his mortal body, the Radhesham, Mr. Radhesham God, he was so depressed that Baba has left his body and he did not initiated me into the practice properly. Now he is gone, his body is gone, he's gone. Then what I'll do? So he thought, I have become orphan, because he was the only saint, he was the only true guru whom I knew. And even after praying him for many time, he did not initiate me. He said the right time will come and I'll get initiated, but now he left the body. When the right time will come? So he was very depressed, and he was very upset about it. But as uh, Baba Shri Gangai Nath ji has advised him that you must keep chanting the Gayatri mantra continuously till your initiation is done. So he kept on doing the Gayatri mantra chanting. Now, one day, in the Bikaner, in the evening, he used to go to the shop of his friend. And in 1986, that means after 3 years of Baba's Brahmalin, when Baba went Brahmalin, after 3 years of that, in 1986, he met पूज्य परम पूज्य Gurudev Shri Ramlal ji Siag. So Mr. Radhesham God met Gurudev Shri Ramlal ji Siag, the picture of Kalki Avatar, the comforter we call him. He met him on the shop of his friend. He used to go over there in the evening, and Gurudev also used to come on the same shop, because it might be the common friend of Gurudev and Gurudev's first disciple, Radhesham God. But it was not yet official that he became Gurudev's disciple. So what happened when they met first time? Then my friend introduced him that he is Mr. Ramlal Ji Siag and he is Gurudev. And he also introduced Radhesham God to Gurudev, that he is Radhesham God. Uh, he said, I do not know you. Uh, Radhesham God said to Gurudev, I do not know you. Then Gurudev said, how you also do not know you? Then one day he was on the shop, same friend's shop, and he was reading a newspaper. Then Gurudev came over there. Then his friend again introduced him with Gurudev Shri Ramlal Ji Siag, and again the mutual introduction happened. Then he said, I um, I said hello to him, or pay my respect to Gurudev Ramlal Ji Siag. Then Gurudev asked him, do you know Baba Shri Gangai Nath Ji? Then Radhesham God, Guru Bhai, he was surprised to know, how do you know Baba Shri Gangai Nath Ji? And how do you know, means, why are you asking me that if you know the Baba Shri Gangai Nath Ji Yogi? Then Gurudev said, Baba Shri Gangai Nath Ji is my Guru, and he has given me the command, or has given me Adesh, that I must initiate you into the spiritual practice. By listening to this, that Gurudev, Dada Gurudev is already left his body, and Dada Gurudev is asking you to initiate me into the spiritual practice, because Baba Shri Gangai Nath Ji had promised Radhesham God that the time will come, when the right time will come, you will automatically get initiated into the spiritual practice. So the day came, and Gurudev Ramlal Ji Siag himself asked Radhesham God that, are you, do you know Baba Shri Gangai Nath Ji? With this surprise, he said, yes, I know him. And he said, when Gurudev asked him, do you know Baba Shri Gangai Nath Ji? And Radhesham God, he started crying. He said, I started crying. I said, Baba Shri, while he was crying, he said, Baba left me in. He left me because he was very upset. So he said he just left me like anything. Means in the midway, we were going. I was planning to get uh, initiated on the spiritual path, but he left me on in the midway, and now I'm very much uh, sad about it. Then Gurudev said, I have a command or the Adesh, an order from Baba Shri Gangai Nath Ji to initiate you. Then Gurudev came to to the Radhesham God's house personally 2-3 times and initiated Mr. Radhesham God into the spiritual practice. Now, because why this story is so important, Radhesham God, the first disciple of Gurudev Shri Ramlal Ji Siag, waited for how long? For just for the initiation. He came to know about Baba Shri Gangai Nath Ji in 1956, 30 years back. Then after 10 years, he start visiting to Baba Gangai Nath Ji in 65. But he did not take initiation. He asked for the initiation in 65. Gurudev said it is not the right time. He again asked for the initiation in 1975 after 10 years. He again said it is not the right time. And after 10 years, 1986, Gurudev Ramlal Ji Siag meets him on the shop and said, Baba Gangai Das Ji has an has an has a message for me to initiate you into the Siddha Yoga. So this is the heavenly grace, heavenly divine grace. How Baba Gangai Nath Ji, after leaving his body, can fulfill his promise. So only for the initiation, uh, Radhesham got waited for the 20 years, and when he got initiated, he started experiencing the divine experiences. The experiences which Radhesham God Bhai has experienced, those are very important because these are the experience he faced. Experiences he felt during the meditation or during the sadhana is the same experiences which Gurudev has mentioned in his diary, when Gurudev said, while doing the sadhana, when the Krishna siddhi of the Krishna, empowerment of the Krishna, I got into 1986. Then it was the complete darshan. When I saw a Krishna into the small child, 8 months of a child sitting in a boat, with the boat was tied up with the mountain, and the mountain was in between the sea. So this was the particular experience Gurudev felt, and he said, when I saw that child, small child of 8 months, sitting in a boat, that was the complete darshan of Krishna. Now I got the complete power of the Krishna, or the siddhi of the Krishna. He mentioned it, this particular experience, in his letters. The same thing, if somebody reaches to that point where he sees a boat tied up to the mountain, and the mountain is in between the sea, and he sees in the boat sitting a 8 months child, the Krishna, the uh, the child Krishna. That means it is the point from where the everything is being created and everything. So in English we call it the boatman who crosses us the river, Bhavsagar we call it in Hindi. Okay, so the same experiences felt by Radhesham Bhai after getting initiated by the Gurudev Shri Ram Lal Ji Syar. So it is the power of Guru who initiate the disciple and take the disciple to the point, the final point where he liberates from his karmic bondages. So what are the experiences he felt after getting initiation? He said, during the meditation, he saw something blue, kind of aura. You see this blue light, blue area. So it is not very clear here in Hindi what is the written. He said in the meditation he saw the blue area somehow, and then he saw the sea, the ocean with white water. This is called the Sheer Sagar. मतलब खीर, it is a sheer sagar means, when we there is a dish in India we call kheer. It is used to cook in the milk. The rice are sweet rice are cooked into the milk. This is called the sheer sagar. So what he saw, the ocean, white water ocean. So it might be the sheer sagar or the ocean of a milk. Because Gurudev is from Gaulok, the cow, the lok of the cow, the world of the cow, the Gaulok. We say Krishna, the Bal Krishna, the small child Krishna. We say him Gopal. Gopal means go means cow. Pal means the one who keep the cows. Okay, the so Gopal. So Gurudev says, I am descendant from the Golok. So the Krishna in his natural form or the basic form lives as a small child of 8 months in a Golok. So the the ocean of the milk is might be relevant to the milk because Golok means the lok of the cows, and the milk is obvious product of cow. If you know about the Krishna and how Krishna, upbringing of the Krishna, he used to, steal the butter, the white butter, and he used to drink, milk, uh, curd, and these malai and everything. So every product from the cow he used to, his village used to produce all these products. So Krishna has a very strong relation with the cow. Then he says, फिर कई बार हल्के काले रंग का समुद्र. Then he also saw a ocean with the black water. Then he saw a mountain which is surrounded by the ocean, and there was a small boat which was tied up with the mountain. Then he saw himself the into the Tara Mandal, means the stars, galaxies. He saw himself into the galaxies with the many stars around him. Then he said he also experienced that his body, there was a very divine scent, kind of, the smell, the scent smell was coming from his body and his breath. So what he used to do, he used to call the people and ask him that, the scent, the smell of the scent, the fragrance is coming from his breath. So he used to, blow his some air from his mouth, and used to ask people, just smell the breath I will blow. And they used to smell it, and it was fragrance, it was a divine fragrance coming with his breath. So it was the experience he felt. And this particular incident, when, he used to ask people, come here and, smell the breath, and you will feel the fragrance and the scent. One Guru Bhai, today in the evening session, when I was reading this in Hindi, then one disciple of Gurudev, he was there at that time. In 1995, there was a big program of Gurudev's initiation program. Then that particular person, Mr. Ashok, he was there also, and he saw Radhesham God, that he was asking people to come and, smell his breath, that the fragrance is coming. So he said, I saw him doing this in the evening session. He confirmed this. He saw Radhesham God asking people and having the uh, smell it, and the fragrance is coming. He confirmed it. And the people, those who used to, um, have that, feeling of they felt the smell, the fragrance is coming from his mouth. They were astonished, and they were so feeling so blissful around him, that this is really magic, how it can happen. So it was really blissful time, he said. uh, then he said, there are the states, when there is a seven states, seven sheets. First is the body, then it's the prana, then mind, then vigyan, that is mean, then vigyan, then ananda, bliss, then becoming chit, and then being, the truth, the final sheet. So the seven sheets. So he said, Gurudev took me from anand to the chitta, yani ki from bliss to becoming, and becoming to being. Finally he took me to the sahasrara. He said, then I start feeling my crown chakra very effectively. Some people feel, something is happening in my head is rotating or something like this. Those are the experiencing when divine descend down. You feel the headache, and you feel the experience or the kriya. But here in this particular experience, he said, I felt my crown chakra. I feel the sahasrara, the topmost of my crown here. He he gone through all the transformation. Okay, then he felt that somehow in the starting of the practice we start feeling something into our head, heaviness or the pain or some you know ants are going through into our head and everything. So this is the starting experience also. But here the complete transformation shows that he actually reached to the crown chakra. Then he said finally that with the grace of Samarth Gurudev Shri Ram Lal Ji Syag, my life is now blissful life, and I have completed the journey uh, of my practice. He did not write that I completed the practice, but he said, with His grace, my life is now being is blossom. Is my life is being blossomed. I don't have very good words to explain this, but uh, he said the gurus like Gurudev Shri Ram Lal Ji Syag comes after many years, even hundred years took for him to come down on the earth, because this was the very easy path to follow, just chanting of the name of the sitting in the meditation. It was such an easy work for me to do, and these kind of gurus who can take you to the crown chakra are very rare, are the descendant, and the avatars very rare happens after many centuries. He said Kabir Das ji, if you had the name of the Sant Kabir, he used to tell the experiences, but he did not transform anybody into his state. But Gurudev Ramlal ji Syag did not talk about these things. He just transformed us into his own state. The disciple of Gurudev Ramlal ji Syag is transforming into the same state where Gurudev Ramlal ji Syag has already been transformed as. So he said, I bow down to my Shri Gurudev Ramlal ji Syag for many times, because my life has been groomed, or has been, as Baba Shri Gangai ji said, that you have a uh, very strong yoga in your life, that you will attain uh, the moksha or the final point. So, with the help of Gurudev Ramlal Ji Syag, he achieved that. And this is a very short explanation of his journey. But the important thing is, the point is, the first disciple of Gurudev Ramlal Ji Syag reached to the final point, because it was very important for Gurudev to give the message to the entire world. Otherwise, world will ask, uh, where are the disciples you initiated, those who reach somewhere? What is the final destination of your disciples? So the first disciple reached there. That means every disciple who will come and do the serious practice will surrender to Gurudev with heart and everything. He will definitely reach the last one. If the first disciple can reach, then every disciple after that will reach over there. Maybe because of time, or maybe because of the transforming of time, Gurudev might be holding back some disciples for some time. But when the right time will come, when Baba said, when the right time will come, everything will happen. So you must not disappoint or lose hope. Further back, here are some part of page number 2 is here. So I will read out this is not the complete portion, but whatever I have, I will read it out. Here is written, after the initiation, even after few seconds of the initiations, the disciples start feeling ajap ajap, the continuous chanting of the mantra within. And after that, he used to start listening the nad, and the inner sound. It might be of any kind of sound, maybe of birds chirping, maybe of a cricket sound, maybe a flute sound, or maybe a sound of a tabla, or any thunderstorm, or any kind of uh, nad you can listen. And ये व्यवहारिक कार्य करता हुआ लोगों को दिखाई देता है. Then it is different experiences with everyone. And what happens when these things happens, the disciple is also enjoying the bliss from the soul, and he is also living his normal life, as a family life, and it does not interfere. uh, the spiritual practice does not interfere into his social life. So disciple with this practice keep doing his social, keep living his social life, as well as he also keep doing his spiritual practice. Then slowly the changes, he feels that he is not a doer anymore. He doesn't have the feeling of the doer, and he slowly start freeing himself from the that I am the doer. He give the credit of every failure or every success or every incident in his life to the guru, that everything is guru doing. So he is getting relieved from the karmic bondages. So even in the disciples life, there are sadness, there is events which are not favorable. Some events may be favorable to him, and few bad thing happens, few good thing happens. Sometimes his body, he gets some diseases. Sometimes, things happen with his body. The normal people, as the normal people live in the life, sometimes these things happen with the disciples also. But what he starts feeling the detachment of everything. The importance of these events into the life of the disciple is very important, because the feeling of the detachment is very important. Because if it will not happen, it will not be, the realization of the life. So to realize the life, these things happen in the disciple's life also. So slowly, when he establish himself as a soul, then these things starts vanishing. So after some time, when he settle himself as a soul in the world, then the life and everything starts changing forever, and he always be into the state of bliss. And then he doesn't even look for the faults even into the others people life. If something happens to him, does not blame other people, that because of that person this thing happened to me. He start forgetting, or the people as they are the doer. First the change comes into him, that he is not the doer. Then the things happen with him or his family, he does not even blame to the other people, that because of somebody has uh, something happened to me or the world. So the doer is not anybody in the world. We are just being here in the world, and we are, everything is being done by the god. So these kind of transformation and detachment starts happening, and he is always in the state of bliss. Whatever happens in the world, he feel the god is everywhere, and he even feel things. He doesn't even, this is not the philosophy that he believes everything is done by the god, but he feels it into his life, into his experiences, into his practice with his body, and everything he starts feeling it. And after that, he says, when he attains the samadhi, he see the unlimited past and unlimited future. He can see and he can hear to the unlimited past and future. So with this diksha, with this initiation, the ego and the doer feeling goes away slowly. So this is how the transformation of a disciple starts, and it takes time. The slowly, when the right time comes, Gurudev completely transform you into the a real soul. And Gurudev does not differentiate between differentiality of country, of a man, woman, religion, language, caste, creed. He does not differentiate. And for Gurudev, everyone is same. Everyone is his son or daughter. If everyone will go through this initiation, after initiation, everyone will go through the transformation and attain the peace within. The outside there is no peace, only the peace is inside. So if everyone, those who will go to the will get initiated by the Gurudev, will have this peace into his heart, and that is the only way to establish peace worldwide. Otherwise the peace is not possible by any other means. This is the story of first disciple of Gurudev who attains samadhi. and also attains the position of Sahasrara, the liberation. And because it was important for the first disciple to reach somewhere, after that many kind of disciples come and have a different experiences. This is the 40-minute session. I have given importance to this. I have tried my best to explain it, to rebuild your interest, so that you understand this guru is unique and the only one in this time who can take us to the final point. It is only about our somehow we are not complete somewhere. That is why he's not progressing us into the next state. Maybe our surroundings and everything is trying to teach us something, trying to liberate us from the detachment of uh, where we are attached to. So we must understand everything is a part of practice. As Dada Gurudev said him, whatever you are doing into your life, whatever is happening with your life, is a part of your practice. So Gurudev's first disciple story. I hope you like it. Now about me, it is very important point of my life. I want to share it with you because sometimes we get disappointed, detached, and we stop practice. It happened with me. I started my practice. I'll be very quick. I started my practice in 2014, 13th November 2014. I started my practice. I was very serious about chanting the mantra, but I was also into the other practices, like I was doing the worship of Shiva, then worship of sun god, and there are a lot of things I used to do. I did not understand the meaning of Guru. When Guru comes into our life, we should not chant any other thing. We do not need to chant any other mantra except Guru mantra, because Guru mantra is a combination of every other mantras in the entire world, in every religion. Every mantra is into the Sanjeevani mantra. I realized it because now what I see in 8 years of my practice, I have during the meditation I have chanted every mantra from every religion, I guess. So I see I born into the Hindu religion, but I have chanted the mantra of every religion. So every religion's mantra is into the Sanjeevani mantra. So it is a complete package. So if we are chanting the mantra, we should not chant any other mantra. But I did not know about it earlier when I started my practice. For the 5 years I kept doing on this. Everything, every mantra, other mantras I was chanting. So if Gurudev's mantra did not work, then any other mantra will work. So this was my understanding about the Sanjeevani mantra, because nobody was there to guide me. So what happened in 2016, in the last quarter of the 16, after almost 2 years, the transformation starts happening in my body. I did not accept it. I did not knew it will happen because nobody is in my touch. I just received the initiation from the internet. I never met to Gurudev. Gurudev was alive in 2014. He left his body in 2017 June, 5th June. So I never met him. I never got a chance to meet him. I was so unlucky on that part. But now I feel it was good that I did not meet him, because the my transformation, if people see the Rashiv's transformation because he met Gurudev, so that is why maybe happening. But I never met him. I just saw him on the internet, listen to the mantra on the internet, and start chanting. So in 2016, the last quarter, maybe October, November, it's about October, November, the transformation into my body started. The divine started descending into my body through my head. So my head started, the headache was very painful. It was so difficult for me to wear. I used to do a job there. I used to work on the computer, so I used to go there at 9 in am in the morning, and after 11, 11:30, 12, mid 12 noon, uh, my head was starting, getting heavy. Getting heavy. So it was so painful that I was not able to work on the computer. So there was a small room behind me. There was an empty room. I used to go there and sit for the meditation for 10 minutes. I do the meditation for the 10 minutes, the headache is gone. So after 2 or 3 hours, it starts again building the pressure. Now I know why that happened, because when divine descend down into our body, our belief system, our Our behavior, our karmas, our way to do the work, which is not, we do not do our work with pure mind or pure intention somewhere. We always have something, in our mind, which impure our work. So when we do our work impurity and the divine is descending, it needs the impurity of your mind, your thoughts, and your actions. So when it is not there, so when it descend, we block the descension. Okay, it's not that the divine is descending, that is why my head is aching. It is because we block the descension with our impurities of mind, prana, and body actions and everything. So when we block it unknowingly, the brain gets heavy, the mind gets heavy, and we get the headache. So it continued for 2.5 months. I was very regular into my practice. I used to do meditation in the morning and the evening, and it was long time. Sometimes 2 hours I'm sitting and the kriyas and happening and everything. Now I understand, if the kriyas are happening for 2 hours, 1 hours, 1.5 hours in the evening and the evening, this much of time is taking the kriya. That means there is not a complete surrender. Somehow we are not completely surrender to the Gurudev. That is why the Kundalini is taking too much time for the smaller work, which can be done into 5 or 7 minutes. But it is taking 2 hours of kriyas and different yogas and everything is happening. And there is no change coming into the body. Even such a kriyas are happening, everything happening, mudras are happening, but the change is not there because the surrender is not there. So Kundalini is doing its work, but the effect is not there. So when descent, actually the divine descent start into my body, I felt such a pain in my head, and I also start my breath. Sometimes my breath, it was so difficult to breathe. I used to open my inner wear, and vest. I used to open my vest because I felt, it was difficult for me to breathe. So I thought, what I am doing, the practice I am doing somehow is not for me. It is not. I'm not capable of doing this practice. I cannot do it because if my breath is stopping, if I die, then there's my family. I have a kid, I have a wife, and there is nobody to look after them. Then what will happen? So I must not do this practice. This is not. I did not understand this practice because I chanted too much of the mantra. The ajapa jap was on inside me. So it was every second it was going on inside. Even I was not chanting, it was going on. So I left the practice. I asked Gurudev, I prayed to him, Gurudev, it's not for me, and I cannot continue your practice because my body is not taking it properly. So what I'll do, I love you, I am into love with you. I cannot live with you, live without you. What I'll do, I'll keep your photo in my in my home. I will always keep your photo in my home, and but I'll not chant your mantra. I'll not do the meditation. So I'll leave it. So I left it, and even immediately after leaving practice and everything, I started my business, and my business started very well. I got an agency of recruitment agency, and I got a call from South India that I need some people for my company. Can you provide me? I said yes, definitely. So I took my people from from east part of the India to the south. So I traveled with my team and everybody to the in the south, and I lived there for some time, maybe for 1.5 months or 2 months I was there. And in May 2016, it was the night of 11th May. I was talking to my team in a room. Suddenly I felt some lightning uh, struck me into my head. This is very important. I'm telling you. Today I realized what happened. The lightning struck into my left side from here and to my tongue. This portion, I felt the lightning. It just happened like this. And for 10 seconds, I felt it on my tongue also. I stopped talking. My friend said, "What happened?" I said, "Something has happened to me." It was at 11:30 in the night somewhere. Think something has happened to me. We must go to the hospital. I thought it is some kind of shock or maybe some kind of attack I got, maybe brain attack, or maybe something happened on my tongue, left side. Uh, I did not understand it. I got so worried about it. After 20 seconds, I was completely okay. There is nothing, no problem at all in my head or in my tongue, nothing. But I was so I was into the kind of shock. I was so shocked. I asked my friend, get out here, just get out and let's go to the doctor, to the hospital. He said, what happened? I said, something has happened. I don't know what has happened, but something happened in my head. So must go to the hospital. He said, it's, midnight. So I take your scooter, take your bike and let's go. Yeah, sure. You want to go? Yes, I want to go. So we went to the hospital on the bike. It was 12:30 or something. They checked me everything. They checked my heart, they checked my kidney, mind and everything. They put everything possible on me, and they said, what are you feeling? I said, something has happened me, and you find out what has happened. They said, nothing has happened. Your everything is perfectly normal. What you feeling? I said, something happened in into my left side, like striking of a lightning, something like. Is there any heart attack I have got? I was 30. How old I was? 37, 36, 37 years old, 5 years back. So they said, okay, get up and go home. I said, I will not go home. You have to treat me properly. They said, you go from here, don't waste our time. Don't waste, there are patients, those are more serious, and you have nothing happened to you. I said, you are not checking me properly, because there is something. He said, okay, your pressure is 140, because you are so stressed, you are so shocked, something has happened, your pressure is 140. So we are giving you the medicine for the pressure. So they gave me 2 3 tablets. I was so worried. I thought I should eat this or not. So my inner voice was saying, you need not to eat this, don't eat these things. I said, no, no, something has happened. So I swallowed 2 3 tablets together. I just put water into my mouth, and something said, you just spill it out. You need not to take any medicine. So I spit it out. My friend said, what happened? I said, I do not need medicine, but something happened, I don't know. So I went back, I slept well. No, I went back, and I sat on my bed and started chanting the Mahamrityunjay mantra. The mantra I was chanting since 2003 continuously. I start chanting it. So I started chanting after 7 or 8 times. When I was chanting, and automatically the Gurudev's mantra was started inside. I said, no, 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 no. I was not chanting the Sanjeevani mantra. I was chanting the Mahamrityunjay mantra. So I stopped it. I again started chanting the Mahamrityunjay mantra. So I kept doing it. After 8 or 10 times, again Gurudev Sanjeevani mantra, I started chanting. So I said, what is happening? I do not want to chant Gurudev's mantra, but if I do not chant the Sanjeevani mantra, I will die, or something has happened. The only mantra which can save me is the Mahamrityunjay mantra. So I did not want to chant the Gurudev's mantra, but it was not possible for me to chant other mantra. Every time chanting and going into the conscious, into the shock mode that something has happened, I just forgot I am chanting the mantra, and what I take, the Sanjeevani mantra is overtaking the mantra I was chanting. So I was so worried. It was around 1:30 or 2 a.m. in the morning somehow. So I said, okay, if I cannot chant any other mantra, so I'll start chanting. I started chanting the mantra, Sanjeevani mantra. Okay, if I have to die the chanting any mantra, then Gurudev's mantra is all right. So I started chanting the Gurudev's mantra. When I woke up in the morning, and again the tension in my head that something happened, my family is there. So uh, I was so shocked. Something so strongly happened in the night, and I do not have any impression on my body or mind. How I explained to the doctor not are not finding it. So I was very worried. The only thing for me is the God. So I went to the temple. I asked him, the temple of the Hanuman temple, Shri Ram's disciple Hanuman temple. I said, this is a very good temple, how I can please him. They said, write Jai Shri Ram, the mantra Jai Shri Ram on a white slip 1000 times, and make a garland and put in the neck of Hanumanji. Then he will be happy with you and he'll save you. I said, okay, I'll do it. So for the 4 5 hours, I just kept on writing Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. I made a garland, put into the, gave it to the Hanumanji and prayed to the temple and everything. I was so scared that I wanted to do anything to save my life. Then again, I went to the doctor. I said, doctor, yesterday night something happened into my mind. Something lightning struck into my mind and my tongue. And I went to the hospital. They said nothing. Please check me. They checked my pressure and everything. They said everything is okay. Nothing happened to you. So I said, I don't know, but I'm not mentally fit. Something happened to me. I went to the office. I said to the person, I had a contract with him to supply the people. I said, I want to go back to my home because I'm not feeling well. He said, you are all right. What happened? I said, something happened. He said, you go to the check, go to the hospital, check, and you stay there. You look perfectly fine. I said, no, I'm not fit. So my work and everything, I left the halfway, and I took the train on the same day and came back to Calcutta. I told my wife that I'm not feeling well. I'm shocked. I'm depressed, and I'm not breathing properly. My breath is not coming properly. Something has happened. Doctors are not able to realize. So for the 2 months, I was into the deep shock. My breathing changed, and my heartbeat changed. Everything changed on those 2 months. It was such a dark period for me. uh, to surrender, I was not able to accept it that I have to again start the sadhana practice of Gurudev. So finally, after 2 months, I decided, okay, now it's not the forceful decision, but I'll continue the Gurudev's sadhana. So I again started the daily meditation and everything. Uh, and one more thing, when I came back, 11th May it happened. When I came back in 2 days, then I started, I developed a new feeling that my Gurudev will die. I will not die. After some days, after 7 8 days, I told my wife that Gurudev may die. So she said, what are you saying? I said, I'm feeling it. And uh, for next 20 days, the same feeling was getting stronger and stronger that Gurudev will not survive. I have to go and I have to meet him. But somehow I couldn't go there because my health was very weak, and uh, there was a pressure of projects, money, and everything. And on 5th June, Gurudev left his body. My feeling for Gurudev's uh, physical body, that it was um, so much into my mind that whole day I used to think about Gurudev. uh, what will happen to Gurudev. On 11th of June, I came to know through internet that Gurudev is no more. When I came to know about Gurudev's death, then I was totally broken, and I I was I was crying like a child, holding Gurudev's picture. I was crying that I knew it will happen, and it was very difficult time for me when Gurudev's news I got. After that, it was 2017. I started the practice and everything, but my financial condition started worsening, and my physical condition, everything start getting difficult for me. uh, Everything so difficult. Even living a simple life, eating a dal, rice, simple food in my life was a problem. I could not provide my family a single time meal. At that time I was into such a different condition. We were living in a rented house, and the landlord said, you must vacate the room. You cannot live without, you're not paying rent and everything. I sold everything I had. I sold my bike. I sold my laptops. I sold whatever was sellable. I sold everything, whatever could be, I could sold. I sold everything, but somehow I could not uh, earn money for that time. These 2 years after Gurudev's death and that incident in my life was, uh, I have seen very difficult time in my life. My whole life is very difficult, but these 2 years was so painful, so stressful. I cried like a baby. Being a man, I cried on the road. I was, walking on the road. I started crying, and sitting in a bus, started crying. People, used to see that, why man, this man is crying. It looks fine, everything. Why is crying? I was so. It was a complete transformation of, I have gone through very very difficult time. If somebody says you want to live this life again, you want to experience everything, I'll say no. Those 2 years I cannot bear. Though my since 2001 my life is very difficult, but Gurudev's that incident happened with me. After that, my life became absolutely non-bearable. But exactly 2 years in 2019, I started feeling something in my heart, pain into the heart, and I went to the doctor. He checked everything. There's nothing, and my back, the entire backbone, I had a spondylitis, so it got so stiff. I went to the doctor. He saw it. He said, your back is gone. Your back will not survive. It will broke. It is completely. It's not repairable. Your back is not repairable. I thought life is end. Uh, Now I will not live more than 6 months. I came back from office so depressed, so tired, and almost like a dead body. I decided that whatever I am doing in this life, whatever worships I am doing, whatever grace of any God has on me, I went to the temple and said that my life is, is not worth. The body is not going to take it, my family, and maybe the 6 months left with me. So what I want to do, I want to salute for all your help, God. The temple I used to visit, the Shanidev temple, I only Shanidev temple I used to visit, and only with His grace, my job and everything was running on those difficult times. But the time was difficult on my body and everything. Transformation was happening. I did not understand it. So I said, Shanidev, please bless me. If my guru is true, if I can follow him truly with the heart, then please allow me to, please release me, or please help me, or please bless me, that only from today I will only worship Gurudev. I only chant the Gurudev's mantra. Whatever do I do in my life, I'll only chant the Guru mantra. Except this mantra, I will never chant any other mantra for any purpose. I might chant mantra for any other, just like that, but I'll not ask from entire world anything. If I'll ask anything, I'll ask only from my Gurudev. Only Gurudev's work I'll do. Only Gurudev's chanting I'll do. So I'll not take help from any god, any deity, any mantra. So from the divine, I took the retirement. And at the same time, when I prayed, made my prayer to Lord Shanidev, then beside that there was another, murti of statue of Kali, the goddess Kali. I bow down to her, and I just put my forehead in front of her. That something from my tailbone, like a whirlpool, the whirlpool just, very quickly from my tailbone has risen, and is went into my forehead. I said, what is happening? I might be, uh, something is happening. The disbalance I felt for just a moment. Then I said something, from my tailbone through all my spine and went into my forehead. Something happened. I told my wife something happened. That was the first time when, my agya chakra opened. It was already open, in 2014 when Gurudev initiated me into Siddhi Yoga. It was opened by somehow my Chetana, my conscious was, towards the outside world. But first time my conscious, I felt it going inside. That was the point when transformation started. After that, during meditation, first time I witnessed the first divine experience, I saw the God, Ganesha. I was sitting in the meditation, and I saw the Ganesha. It was so intense face. He was like into the meditation for thousand years. He was into the samadhi. I just saw his close up face, just for the momentarily, but I did not forget till yet the face I saw. I saw many things into my meditation, but this was the clear experience of God when I saw the Ganesha. In India, whatever we do, first thing we pray to the Lord Ganesha. Without Lord Ganesha, nothing starts. So after, when I saw Ganesha, after getting this experience of getting my conscious inside, I first thing felt the divine Ganesha. Ganesha is a god of knowledge. After that, I started talking about spiritual knowledge without reading any book. Everything is starting happening into my heart. Everything is coming from my heart. So after I saw the Ganesha, my heartbeat starts skipping. I was again worried, what is happening, why my heartbeat is skipping and all. So one day in the morning, I was with my son into the, he used to learn the cricket at that time, before corona. It is before corona. And he used to learn cricket. I was there in the morning, Sunday morning. I was just, finding a tea stall for the tea with my friend. Here in the center of my heart, in the center of my heart, something, very quickly, uh, I felt the rotation of something. It happened for 3 to 4 seconds, very fast rotating something. I was afraid. I said, this is something with the heart, or I'm gone. It's, I was just an entire life I lived like a fool. I never understood things. And it, you know rotated in such a quick manner. And before I tell to my friend something has happened to me, I felt into inside, because I surrendered my life, that whatever happened in my life, I'll only remember my Gurudev. So I stopped. I closed my eyes. I said, Gurudev, I'm coming. And it stopped. I immediately remembered Gurudev. It stopped. My friend said, what happened? I said, what should I tell him? He doesn't know the practice. He doesn't know me. He will might get worried about me. I said, nothing happened. Nothing happened. But when I came back home, I told my wife, I happened something into my heart, here in chest, center of the chest. What you saying? You keep saying these things. I said, "Hey, nothing. Something has happened very important." And that day, the heart chakra opened. And after that, the knowledge of the divine start pouring into my heart. The books starts, my attachment towards the divine knowledge increased. And whatever I prayed to the Gurudev, I want to read this book. Give me the knowledge of this book. Without reading that book, I started getting the knowledge of that book. That's like, there's a book of Gurudev. The picture of Gurudev, this picture has come from that book only. The book name is Holy Bible's Prophecies. So Jesus has explained how the comforter will look like, what he will work. So this is the picture, is Jesus picture, what I could conceive now. So I could draw it. By Guru's grace, I could understand and I could draw it. And Maharishi Arvindo also explained how the supermind, Godhead will work, the descent of the Krishna, how he will work, how he will look, and everything. So Maharishi Shri Arvindo and Jesus, both have the prophecies about the Comforter in the same manner. So I could receive with the help of grace of Gurudev to understand the Rishi's philosophy and Jesus' philosophy combined together made this picture. Now this is possible, and this making this picture is also has a great story, that how this picture actually I could conceive. Before that, Gurudev came into my dream and tell me something. Then something happened. This is a long story. I will somehow you will ask me, I'll tell you how this picture came into existence. So the my life from 2019 start changing. So on 23rd of March, very important thing happened. The lockdown happened. The corona, due to the corona, lockdown happened, and my boss said, Raju, you do the work from your home only. Okay. So on 23rd of March, I went into the deeper meditation. I went into the meditation and I came back from the meditation from on 27th, 4 days. 4 days I was into the deeper conscious. I was not speaking much. I was eating food, sleeping, and just be there. But I had no much movements going out. I did not go out from my room. Just for the bathroom I went. Just nothing else. On 27th I recorded the video, that what is meditation. The first video I recorded is what is, deeper meditation. What is actually the meditation is. I again went into the deeper state of conscious on 27th evening, and I came back from the meditation on 4th or 5th of April. 4th April, I think. It was around again 7 days continuously into uh, the deeper conscious. I did not talk much and just ate my food and slept and bathroom, nothing else. Deeper, or because office was closed for 15 days till 15th of April. So those day Gurudev uh, took me into the deeper. It was a samadhi or something. I don't know yet what it was, but it was very deeper state of meditation. On 7th of April, I started making spiritual videos. After deep meditation, samadhi, I got knowledge of divine, and I started my making my videos 7th of April 2020. The first video was about Sanatan Dharma. What is the basic dharma of the body, dharma of the man, why we are here, how to live our life, how to die. So Sanatan Dharma, Yam and Niyam. After that, office opened for some time, and I was always into the deep meditation. Going into the bus, everything is descending, the knowledge is descending. Automatically the question is coming, what does this mean? I said, this means that. What does it mean? I am asking questions. I am giving the answers, so deep answers. I never thought. I never read any book. I never read any scriptures or religious book or any knowledgeable book on specifically uh, on the spiritual knowledge. But the questions arising into one side, answer is arising so difficult about Krishna, about Mahabharata, about Guru element, about this and that. Everything was so coming. So one day, what happened? I was started reading a very big book of Rishi Aurobindo, Savitri. Very difficult language, very difficult book. Uh, before that, I asked Gurudev. Huh, okay, let's first this. Uh, before this, my friend was in a group talking about pineal gland. I said, he said, what is pineal gland? I said, I'll tell you tomorrow. He said, pineal gland is this and that. Whatever internet information is coming, he was saying. I said, no, I'll tell you what is pineal gland tomorrow. So in the night, I made a prayer to Gurudev. Gurudev, I want to know what is pineal gland. And I do not want to read on the internet. I do not want to read any book. You tell me what is pineal gland. So in the morning at 4 a.m. in the early mornings, I was into the half sleep, and there was sound into my mind going on. There was a bhajan, there was a song written in 1300. Uh, 900 years ago, there was a saint, Narsi Mehta. He wrote a song on the Krishna, Vishnu, the praise of the Vishnu. The people, those are important to Vishnu. The grace of the Vishnu happened to the people. The transformation happened on the people with the grace of Vishnu. How they behave, what is their behavior of those people on on them. The Vishnu graces the people. The what are the behavior of those people are. So that is a song, basic song. I never liked that song actually, because I thought the song is the song is from the Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi. I never liked that personality somehow, but it was related to the Gandhi. Gandhi used to sing that bhajan, so I never liked the personality. So I never heard that bhajan also, but I knew the bhajan is related to the Gandhi. So when the bhajan first two words were keep into my mind bouncing back, Vaishnav Janto, Vaishnav Janto, Vaishnav Janto, Vaishnav Janto, Vaishnav. I said, what is happening into my mind? I was into the half sleep. I woke up and I said, what is this? Vaishnav Jantu, Vaishnav Jantu. Okay, I heard it properly. I went back to the sleep. When I woke up in the morning again, I immediately took my phone and searched Vaishnav Jantu. What is this? Then I came to know it is not Gandhi's bhajan. It is not Gandhi's song. It is a song of a Saint Narsimahanda who wrote it in the 1300, and he was a great disciple of Vishnu. The grace of the Vishnu when happened, that these changes happen. Then I came to know the pineal gland, which we call into English, is actually the Vishnu Granthi in Hindi. When heart chakra is open, when Manipur chakra and heart chakra both opens, this is the transformation of pineal gland. Full detail of pineal gland is given into that song. I'll put into the description the song's meaning into the English. So the entire transformation starts happening. So when I asked Gurudev a question that I want to know about it, then even into the dream he used to come and used to tell me that this is the meaning of your question. So divine started helping me from everywhere. Then I started the challenge. Then I go, okay, Gurudev, and this is a book of 1800 pages. 10 pages I read, I forget the. Every time I read, I forget. I then nothing I'm understanding. The language is so difficult, English, because my English is not very good. I just came from the very humble background, but somehow survival English I have. So I made a prayer to Gurudev. Gurudev, this is this book. If you can make me understand this book, then it's fun. Then I'll believe you that something is happening with me. I was doing a fourth session of my spiritual sessions and everything. When I started the session, it was the fourth session, and after 35th minute of the session, I started talking about the book. I never read that book, and I talked about 7 to 8 minutes, and I told at the same time that whatever I'm talking is whatever I asked Gurudev is what is into that book, and this is what is written into the 1800 book pages. And relative to those lines, I also correlated it to the Jesus philosophy that the dead will rise from the grave. And the similar story in here is the Savitri. When the Satyavan, the husband of the Savitri, rises up from the dead, the Yamaraj, the Lord of the Death, he takes the life, and Savitri goes to him and bring back his husband as a Satyavan, the true soul. And Jesus also said that dead will rise from the grave. I understand then the meaning of what is the meaning of rising from the dead. That means the people in the world, they are living, eating and everything, but they are not initiated into the spiritual practice. If there is no grace on them of the Guru, if they are not awakened internally, they are walking dead. If somebody is awakened with the grace of the Guru, he is rising from the dead. I understood the deep philosophy of spirituality, that saint, everybody who talked about the spirituality. I started understanding everything without reading them, without reading reading the spiritual books. Every meaning I automatically from my heart, it evaluating myself. So whatever book, then the divine saint like Rishi Arvindo, Shrima, Vivekananda, Ramakrishna Paramhans, Shardama, Jesus, they all, I witnessed them. I witnessed them every. The Ramakrishna Paramhans came into my meditation. Vivekanand, um, Jesus came into my dream. He came. He said, "The one who can hear me does not belong to this world," and he transformed into Gangai Naji. Then I opened and I said, "What said? What Gangai Naji said?" As Jesus said, Jesus is on the cross, and he just get down from the cross. He came to me and said, "The one who hears me does not belong to this world." It was transforming experience witnessing a Jesus saying these words. I searched internet, looking for the internet, and in the book I searched. These are the words somewhere I connected. Then I find on the internet that Jesus said, uh, "The one uh, who hears me belongs to the kingdom of God." His exact word is, "The one who hears me is belong to the kingdom of the world, the kingdom of the God." And in my dream, the words were, "The one who hears me does not belong to this world." That man belongs to the kingdom of God. So I witnessed him, and after witnessing him, I could make this picture. This is his picture. This is his description. I connected with him, with the Jesus, with Gurudev, Dada Gurudev, Shri Ma, Guru Ma's picture. Guru Ma came into my dream, and Gurudev said, "This is Shakti." Then on after eighth day, I witnessed Ma. Somehow everything my tickets were booked. On the first Navratra, Ma came into my dream, and Gurudev said she is the Shakti. And I live into Calcutta. She lived to the other side of the India. And one of my friends said, come to Kajalwas, that Ma is coming. So I immediately on the second day we booked the ticket, and we reached there. And on the eighth day, the day I saw mother, was the first Navratra. And on the eighth Navratri, she visited the Kajalwas Dham. It was only me who was allowed to, you know, uh, worship her with the garland, and I made a tea for her. She sipped the tea also. So I served her also. So I got the grace of Guru Ma to serve her, and I took her blessings and everything. And again, she came into my meditation when I made this picture. I thought to bring it to the world on 15th August, on Rishi Arvindo's birthday. Then I was doing meditation. She said, "Come to me, come to me." I said, "Why Ma is saying come to me?" I did not have into my mind that why she is calling. Then I said, "Oh, the picture. I should not bring it to the world. It is only mother should bring it to the world. The Shakti should do it. She is the only person on this world holding the power, and only she can bring this picture to the world." So immediately I booked my ticket and went to her. When I went to her, what she said me? She said, "I came into your dream." I had only one question into my mind, that I'll go to her and I'll ask her, Mother, you came into my dream. Is it true? Is this true, or it is just into my mind?" I forgot the question. I forgot the question, and we were doing things and all. When I was sitting close to her, into her holy feet, I was sitting. Uh, I was taking a picture with her, and then she said, "I came into your dream. I gave you the brief." I because she speak Rajasthani, I did not understand at that time. The friend with me who was sitting, he was said, "Oh, Rashid." I said, "What?" "Oh, mother said." What said? What she said? She said she came into your dream and briefed. I said, "This was my question. I did not ask what she answered." But we were, she's so graceful that you cannot talk much. You you cannot talk actually in front of her. You just listen to her, just sit. You understand, if you don't understand, does not matter. You must be in the grace of mother. Mother's only good. She knows everything. She knows everything. She behaves, she talks, worldly thing from here and there, but the action she does, and suddenly between lines, she speaks the divine. You have to catch in between. So she is real divine, and she knows everything, but she behaves very simple woman. And She talks, you will never able to catch the divinity, but the grace of mother is always. When I was into the hospital, I got dengue. I was very serious. I was into the hospital. The day I came back, she called me, video call. I came 5:30 in the evening, and after 10 minutes the call came. Ma said, how are you? I said, Ma, mother called me. She doesn't know me. I just met him once in the Kajalwas Dham. I came back, but she was, she made somebody his medium, her her daughter, uh, granddaughter. She called. Oh, mother want to talk to you. I said, Mother, what happened? I said, Ma, I came just from the hospital. She blessed that, okay, be healthy, do chanting, take meditation, you will be good, you will be healthy, and you need not to worry, and blessings. I was so astonished that she's looking after me. She's even now I'm recording this message. She's an eye on me. Every time she's looking at me. She's so gracious. The picture in this session, the picture of her came only after realization. I realized her as a true Shakti. And after, there is lot of transformation in one video. I cannot, this is already 1.5 an hour, and I'm making it for particular people, those speak English only. So spending 1.5 an hour is too much, and my bearable English, impossible English, that is again a torture. But there are a lot of things happened into last 3 months. The pictures beauty, and the pictures, how this picture came into the existence, what transformation I have gone through to produce this picture is a very good story. And that 8 months small kid as a Krishna is into my home now. And there is a great story about it. But the next uh, part of my sadhana uh, is more important and difficult too, because so far I was doing the sadhana with very private atmosphere, though my spiritual practice is very public. Every day I do meditation in the morning 6:30 daily for the last 2 years. In the evening 6:30 I do also 1 hour, 1.5 an hour session with the people around, talking about spiritual ascension and everything. We daily do the satsang about Siddhi Yoga. My life is very public in India. Many people, know what is happening with me, the transformation and everything. But still, I'm doing it very privately. If you see, my interaction with the world is not much. I just go to the market, vegetables and everything, and people help me to survive. Different people help me. Uh, One special person for whom I'm making this video. Uh, he supported this mission for more than 1 year, and this video especially I'm making for you. uh, I cannot speak your name because this video might go public in future. So I just want to tell you that it's very, you are very great person, and Gurudev has a grace on you. Maybe it's not that time that you feel that progress from certain point, because Gurudev knows the exact time. This is a great mantra, Sanjeevani mantra. It transformed me from a very poor person to the. I'm seeing the enlightenment, and enlightenment is not an easy thing. I'm a very simple person. I belong to the very humble background. Gurudev's grace is transforming my life. My everything is changing into me. It's not about body. It's about my conscious, and I am evolving every day. Every day, it's a great evolution. I am saying. So it takes time. Uh, it's not about finance, that you were financing everything, and we could do this sessions, awareness and everything. It's not about that. It's about you. It's about Gurudev's love towards you. He really loves you, and when the time will come, you will feel the difference. And you cannot go anywhere, because if Gurudev picks you up, if Gurudev holds your hand, you cannot go anywhere, because you chant any other mantra, the Gurudev's mantra automatically come. This is the power of Gurudev's ajapa jap. So if Sanjeevani mantra ajapa jap is going on, you cannot go anywhere, because see my life, I dropped everything, left the sadhana and everything, but the ajapa jap pulled me back from such a difficult situations. And it was so difficult for me uh, to come into the spiritual practice. It took me 5 difficult years to get awakened after 5 years of initiation. So Gurudev initiated me before time. Because why he initiated? Because I took a great fast 40 days, 40 days of challenge, or what we say, मैंने 40 दिन का गुरुदेव से साधना. I did the practice of 40 days to Lord Shiva. 40 days Lord Shiva's practice, rigorous practice, that I'll do this daily for this and that. Please provide me a guru. So that was may not be the time for Guru Dev to come into my life, but with the blessings of Bholenath, Shankar, Shiva, I got Gurudev. And to realize the potential of Gurudev, to get actually my practice actually started in 2019. Maybe those 5 years were transforming me. Yes, definitely they were transforming, because Ajapaja was continuous. That means my practice started in 2014. The Ajapaja was continued, but my conscious from outside to inside has a very difficult journey those 5 years. But somehow now everything I know what is happening. There are a lot of books. People used to send me books. They gift me books. You read it. People like some book, they gift me. You read it. And the books are coming. The conscious, the different conscious saints, divine conscious. They continuously, interacting me, and I feel blessed to have Gurudev Ramlal Ji Siag. Whoever is a disciple of Gurudev Shri Ramlal Ji Siag must not go anywhere. Or even if you will try to go anywhere, Gurudev will pick you, pull you back into the sadhana. So I hope this video helps to understand that Gurudev has a potential. My transformation, whatever I am getting, the knowledge and everything, is only true Guru can give. The first disciple who attained the sadhana, the moksha, the first disciple can attain, then everyone can do that with the grace of the Guru. Okay, so that's it. I hope this 1.5 hour session can change your mind, and you come back into the sadhana. Be, have patience. Just have patience. The right time will come, and you will see the difference. Okay. Okay. So Jai Shri Gurudev, Jai Shri Dada Gurudev, Om Shri Gangai Nathay.